Why do you feel there has to be more to life than this? I've been there. You're just living your life, working your job, and you feel this itch. You're like Neo seeing into the Matrix. Everybody's just out there living their life. They're content and happy, but you're not. You're different. At Charisma Lifestyles, we help people live the best version of their lives through developing skills to connect with and influence other people. These skills can help you in your dating, building relationships, building a business, an incredible life filled with opportunity for success and connection. I went from being a shy, lonely, anxious kid to being able to have all the opportunities in the world to do whatever I want, to start my own business, to travel to 20 plus countries, read and educate myself, have healthy, happy and great relationships with the people around me, to find love, connection and success wherever I go. I'm going to share with you the systems that I use, 3 mindsets that helped me transfer from being that kid into somebody with a pretty incredible life. So the problem with this itch that life should be better, or that there's something else out there, is that it just simply doesn't go away. I know too many older people with their wise words that tell me, I wish I'd have done that when I was younger. I wish I'd have taken the opportunity when I had the chance. You don't want to be that guy who's on his deathbed looking back because you were too afraid to live, to do the things that you wanted to do with regret and remorse, wishing that you'd done things differently. If you're too afraid to live, you might as well already be dead. The pain of regret is so much worse than the pain of failure. Just imagine for a moment the life that you could have lived. The life that if you had a chance, you would have swapped yours out for. That dream life. The kind of relationships that you'd have, the connections that you'd make, the things that you would have done. Just imagine that life. It's right there for the taking. Just imagine for a moment your dream life, the life that you could have lived if you'd have just chosen to take action. The life that if you'd have known at the time, you could have had if you'd have just done something different. Now picture that, because it's accessible. It's right there. You just need to do the right things. You don't want to be that guy who has this picture of their life in their mind but then chooses to do the easy thing. There is more to life, you just need to go out and get it. The pain of continuing down this path is just simply too much. You know you want and you know you deserve something better. So I felt this most of my life. I was working a job for 10 years that I absolutely hated. From the age of 16 till 27, I was working a job that I had absolutely no passion for. I left school, not very good qualifications, went straight into a construction job. There was no growth. There was no opportunity for development. There was nothing there that made me feel like I could be better or improve my life. The money was great. It was an easy job. There were times when I had a weight bench in my office. I used to sleep under the desk, and I hope that nobody I work with sees this, but it was actually a very, very easy and simple job. The people loved me. I did a good job, and I could have done that for the rest of my life. I saw people getting this job from the age of 16 in their apprenticeship, and I knew some of them at 40 years old, 50 years old, even guys that are retired. They'd done the same job, the same thing in easiness their whole lives. Yeah, they had nice houses, they had nice cars, they had the things that they wanted, all the material stuff. I hated it. There was no opportunity for growth. I wanted something better. I wanted something a lot more exciting that I could do. So this is what I did to get better. I actually converted a camper van and decided that I was going to travel around Europe, completely quit my job, and dedicated myself to trying to start my own business. So that involved a lot of self-education, developing skills, getting myself to the point where I felt like I could jump. It was rewarding, but it was also challenging. You know, I'd had this income for 10 years, and being a poor kid, finally having that money and having to go back. I was living in a van. I was in an uncertain place in my life, and yeah, it's been hard. I had to do temporary jobs, I've had to get income, but living that kind of life to get to where I am now was 100% worth it. If I'd have stayed trapped in that job for the next 10 years, I would have absolutely hated life. I always felt like there was more. And even though I had less income, less security, I felt 10 times better. I felt 100 times better. I felt free. I felt like I was living with purpose. I felt like I was doing something that was meaningful and helpful to the world. For me, running this business is where I could put my skills in the best possible place. I can earn money, I can do interesting things, and I can help people. There is always a silver lining. There is always a better option. So I took risks, I avoided comfort, and I was much happier for it. I started living with purpose and doing things that I really wanted to do. And I'm 100 times happier than I was before. Here are 3 subtle mindset shifts that can help you avoid that itch, feeling like you're trapped, and start living a more authentic life. Number 1, focus on human growth. There is nothing as rewarding as being able to improve and develop yourself. If you're here, likely chances are you're a high achiever, somebody who strives for something better. You've had the calling, you felt that itch, so you're trying to find information to live a better life. In Andrew Grove's High Output Management, he talks about 3 different types of people. So these 3 types of people were in a room, and in the center of the room was a peg, and there was left some horseshoes. Nobody was told what to do, nobody was told that it was an experiment, it was just a normal waiting room. And what this showed is that there were 3 distinct personality types when it comes to intrinsic motivation for achievement. There was the first type that was just happy to not put much effort in. They were like, yeah, throw it. They didn't even care if it succeeded. The other type of person, yeah, did want to get it on the mark. They would want to hook the hoop, but they wouldn't be too worried about it. The third type of person, the high achiever, was somebody that wasn't just happy with hitting the mark. They were somebody that wanted to test themselves. They wanted to see if their skills were there. They wanted to see how well they could do. This sort of person is intrinsically motivated to develop and grow. That is that they need things that they can either develop competence in, e.g. I can be good at this thing, or they need something that is going to challenge them, something that is going to push them and make them feel like they're growing. If you are this person, likely you're here, you need to do things that help you grow, and there'll be nothing as satisfying as working on yourself. That investment, that time and energy that you put in yourself into growing and being a better person, it never ends. It's simply true, it never ends, but you always reach a higher place. Like going up in steps, you're always going to somewhere new and somewhere better, and it is incredibly fulfilling and rewarding. Try it out. Go to the gym, develop your mind, develop new skills, develop new competencies, do things that push you. You will experience so much more life satisfaction doing something that helps you grow and pushes you than doing a dead-end job or sitting in something that doesn't help you push to that next level. It's likely what you're looking for and what's missing. Mindset number 2 is finding your tribe or community. One thing that sucked about my life was being stuck in an environment where other people didn't want to grow and they didn't have the same mindset or goals as myself. I spent most of my life working in jobs where the most interesting thing was what somebody saw on TV the day before. And I even remember I was working in a warehouse once, and the guy next to me, I said, I've got dreams of leaving this place within the next 6 months. I've got this going on in my life. And you know what? The guy was not even curious about what I had planned. All he said to me was, you won't find better than this. This was 12-hour shifts, 4 on, 4 off, working in a warehouse in the freezing cold. It was a giant fridge, helping with food deliveries, and this guy turned around and said I wouldn't find better than this. Being around those people was a complete life drain. They were the least inspiring, motivated, interesting people I'd ever been around. If you want to live an incredible life and you feel that itch, you need to try and find people that are like you, people that feel that itch, people that feel that there's something else. And this is what I'm creating here. I'm trying to create a community of people like that who are also in this space that want to improve themselves, improve their lives, and move up to that next level. This is exactly why I built this, to find that tribe and community. If you're into sports, you're into anything, you need to find the people that are pushing that thing that you want. You need to get out of your comfort zone, and this is why I'm developing social skills with people to be able to find those opportunities, access those opportunities, and have a much more fulfilling life through developing relationships, because they are out there and they're waiting for you to find them. Number 3, living with deep purpose. And this was the thing that was the killer in my job, is that I felt like I wasn't doing anything useful or contributing to the world in any significant way. My job was ticking boxes and just going through the same motions week in, week out. Living with purpose is following your path, your calling in life. If you haven't got it, you need to find it. You need to get out there, engage with the world, do interesting things to find the thing that makes you tick. And once you've found it, you need to go all in. Maybe you need to work a job to be able to fund that. Maybe it's not something that can be monetized, but you'll still enjoy life so much more knowing that in your free time, the time that you get off, you're living with full passion. For other people, it can be building a business. Like me, I wanted to help people who suffered like I did when I was younger. I wanted to help motivate them through the path that I've been on. Show them the lessons that I've learned, the things that I've failed in. That was my calling, to help people, to try and coach people, to offer valuable information, to improve myself and improve the world. Doing something like a dead-end job or living your 9 to 5 and then coming home and having no sense of purpose, no direction, is an absolute soul destroyer, and that itch will never go away as long as you're just working to live. You need to find that thing that you're insanely passionate about, and then you need to double down. Living with purpose is one of the 6 pillars of self-esteem. It's also one of the things that makes life so enriching, helps you find the people that you want to engage with. Find your purpose and live your purpose. So I was working this job that I hated for 10 years. I quit because I had a really difficult life. I struggled in childhood, I struggled with my social skills. I saw people out there having an incredible life, having fun, dating, doing interesting things, and I had none of that. I came from a pretty underprivileged place. I struggled, I didn't come out of school with good qualifications, I didn't know what to do. And I spent the last, it's got to be 9 years now, trying to improve myself, develop my skills, to try and be a better person. And it's been one of the most fulfilling journeys that I've ever been on. And I've managed to start this business, helping other people also along that path. Because I know what it's like to not have the skills to go out and talk to people, feeling trapped and desperate and stuck and not knowing what to do. It's completely changed my life, and I want to help other people do that. So there is a silver lining. There's a silver lining for everybody. There's something that anybody can do regardless of where you come from, your skills, how you navigate the world. There are always ways that you can improve, and there are always ways that if you're courageous enough that you can also do that. Definitely consider these options. I'm an example of somebody who went out and tried to live their purpose. I felt that itch, and I'm trying to help other people who also feel that itch to get out there and live the best version of their lives. Life is too short. Don't be that guy who's on his deathbed wishing that you'd gone and spoke to that girl, wishing that you'd left your job and travelled, wishing that you'd started a business or taken that leap, started something new or gone into a new field. Don't live with regret. Don't be too afraid to live your life that you might as well already be dead. Really embrace it. You've only got one chance, and it's there. All the skills, everything you need, it's all learnable. Just go out there and do it. Smash it. If you've enjoyed this video, found it helpful, 97% of people will not like, comment, subscribe, give me any feedback. If you are a person who's enjoyed this, please engage. It helps me out, helps me be able to deliver more content like this. So if I've ever helped you, please do that for me. Check out the newsletter. That is in the bio, the link. I release that on Saturdays. Nuggets of wisdom, free PDF on 5 of the most valuable things that I've learned to help me connect better and then build better relationships. If you're interested, check that out, totally free. And if not, or if yes, have a good day, have a good week, and I'll catch you soon.